Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about a brand new gameplay leak from Battlefield 6 that actually had a decent player playing the game. Now, of course, the reaction to this gameplay has been less than ideal. People are freaking out, having a bitch fest, and it's generally just been a very hilarious time looking on Twitter and Discord and Reddit and wherever this has been posted. But I do have to say, there are some people fighting back on these threads. The people are fed up about it. They're tired of people complaining about BF6 before it even releases, and we love to see it. I have a slew of topics to go over in this video, so without further ado, if you do enjoy the channel and want to follow Battlefield 6, be sure to subscribe. I really appreciate that. We just hit 82,000 subs. Thank you guys so much for that. And of course, drop a like on the video and come by a stream. All links to Discord, Instagram, and my stream are in the description. So this new Battlefield 6 gameplay leak first, I believe, was posted on Reddit, and then it spread outward to all of the other Discord and Twitter communities regarding Battlefield, and it's a decent player. This guy clearly knows how to play the game. He's using all of the mechanics, and I think this might be the first time people have seen a leak like this. Unfortunately, as you guys know, I cannot show you the leaked gameplay, but I'm sure some of you guys know what I'm talking about, and if I can find it, I will link it in the description so you guys can have better context. But as you can probably imagine, the comments on these threads are just absolutely abysmal and embarrassing. People complaining about the movement, people complaining about this person pre-aiming. Yes, I'm serious. People complained this person is pre-aiming corners. So, guys, you're not allowed to pre-aim anymore. And of course, on top of this, we have classic complaints like people being super mad that this looks like quote-unquote Call of Duty gameplay, people wanting the movement to be gutted, people complaining about the type of player this is and how they apparently ruin games. But in the slew of ridiculously embarrassing skill issue complaints, there are some beams of light, some coherent takes that are actually being supported, and I think people are fed up about people constantly complaining about all of this movement stuff, all of this skill gap stuff, before the game even releases. Here's a good one right here where this person is replying to someone complaining that this person's leaked BF6 gameplay looks like COD. He replies, no, it's just meta movement. Why do people not just run straight in Minecraft, but choose to jump all the time? Why do Apex players run in circles and fling themselves around every chance they get? Why do people jiggle peek in CS2? It's all playstyles that work without thinking about it too much. The movement feels and flows good while you make it harder for enemies to hit you. People complaining about saying it was different back then oftentimes just seems stuck in nostalgia. This kind of movement, minus slide canceling, has been meta since Battlefield 4 and maybe even earlier. If everyone wanted more realistic movement, then people would just choose to play more realistically. What do you want devs to do about it? Remove sliding? Remove jumping? Both things are perfectly good movement options that do not force people to abuse them, yet most people want to abuse them because it just feels right that way. Then in a separate thread that had something to do with quote-unquote fixing bunny hopping, which has never been a thing in Battlefield games, this person just simply links a clip of Battlefield 4 that shows when you jump in Battlefield 4, your weapon un-ADSs so you cannot shoot while you're jumping. And the guy that posted this got absolutely roasted by the top two comments. First comment is, dude, jumping at the same time as shooting is not bunny hopping. Some of these kids should really learn the basic FPS terminology. And the guy that replied to him just came in with another sucker punch. The average player here has a 1.2 KD and has actually no idea what they're talking about. Some dude in another thread just told me that he was pretty good at Battlefield with a whopping 0.98 KD and a 42.3% win rate. The bar is in hell. Some people might chalk this up as being toxic, but I think it's very important to figure out who is actually leaving these comments. Most of the time, it is people that have absolutely no idea what they're talking about. Take this gem of a comment right here. This guy feels that Battlefield should get rid of KDR because, quote, it's a game that's heavily built on teamwork to win matches. How fucking delusional do you have to be to not understand that the teamwork required to win matches in Battlefield is heavily dependent on killing a bunch of the enemies and dying as little as possible, ideally? It is the big 25, and I still have to explain to Battlefield players why kills are the thing that unlock your ability to capture objectives. What are you gonna do? Walk on the objective and ask them nicely for your turn to have control over it? No, you shoot them in the fucking head, and you say, that's my objective now, you're now losing the game. And I absolutely love that I'm starting to see more people push back against these delusional people on these subreddits and Twitter and Discord. They have no idea how to play Battlefield, and they sit here on these threads and they bitch and moan about every single thing they see when it comes to a decent player that doesn't coat himself in a thin layer of saliva while playing Battlefield. The average Battlefield player has absolutely no idea what Battlefield looks like when it's being played by a player that knows what he's doing. And the harsh reality of the situation is, the majority of the Battlefield player base doesn't even really play Battlefield when they're in a server. What I mean by this is, a lot of them are kind of just spectating everything that's going on. They might be spawned in the server, they might be running around, but they're not causing any sort of measurable impact on gameplay, and some of them aren't even moving to begin with, like the people complain about all the time that are sniping in the back of the map. And yet, these spectators, these same Battlefield players, are on these threads actively trying to get every single skilled mechanic that is visible in Battlefield 6 currently nerfed into the ground before they even get their hands on the game. And this illustrates a fundamental misunderstanding about just how important these game mechanics are to the gameplay of Battlefield itself. And please, if you're listening to this video and you agree with what I'm saying, we need to fight the good fight. Why should we let these people on Reddit constantly take over these threads with their horrific takes? We need to be in there battling against these people that have absolutely no idea what they're talking about. So please, do the Battlefield community a favor whenever you see one of these threads blow up. Enter the conversation. Talk to somebody you disagree with and show them why they're wrong. Let your voice be heard. I'm over here making these videos for Battlefield, fighting against shit like this for 7 years. Have I gotten a lot of shit for it? Absolutely. Have I also been right a lot of the time? You better believe it. And the last thing I'll end this video off with is, sometimes there is a majority community opinion that is like heavily agreed upon, but just because it's a majority opinion, it doesn't mean that it's actually correct. A lot of the time, it's actually delusional. Don't get me wrong, there are certain instances where the community may have a big majority opinion and it is absolutely 100% correct, but for little tiny things like gameplay elements, movement, game balance, all this sort of stuff, sometimes they're just completely off. A perfect example of a community majority opinion that resulted in a catastrophic game change is Battlefield 1 with the slide nerf that essentially nerfed it into uselessness. The majority of the community wanted the slide to be nerfed, but they nerfed it so heavily as a result of feedback that it destroyed Battlefield 1's CQC gameplay. The slide in Battlefield 1 was the only aggressive movement option that was specifically designed with Battlefield 1's gameplay in mind. And without a replacement mechanic, Battlefield 1's gameplay was boiled down to essentially just positioning and being on the right team. But the majority of the player base does not understand that, even to this day. I know it may come off as toxic or brutal, but sometimes you just gotta look at this shit and go, it is an actual skill issue, and we're not gonna listen to you. So that's going to wrap this video up. Love to see people fighting back in these threads, trying to just expose some of these people's delusions. Love to see it. You know, this is what the community really needs. I understand Battlefield's undergoing a very tumultuous period right now. There's a lot of things to debate, but there's a lot of people with crazy takes out there. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to follow Battlefield 6 and anything that happens with other FPS games as well, be sure to hit that sub button and hit the like button. Come by a stream. I stream every single day at twitch.tv/enders, and this YouTube channel, I multi-stream every day as well. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.